Hello everyone and welcome to this week's preview. Group 1 racing is back at Caulfield with the CF4 Stakes meeting. As well as that, we got racing in Randwick. I think the highlight there is the Group 3 Eskimo Prince and Moonee Valley racing on the Friday night. Now, I know you probably clicked on this video thinking it's time for another fill-up. Can he go 3 weeks in a row? And with all these good horses coming back first up and racing against the lesser quality race fit horses, it's made it a bit tricky for me to do the form, so I've only got 5 this week. I know it's disappointing, but 2 at Moonee Valley, 1 at Caulfield, and 2 at Randwick. I'm going to stop posting, I'm going to still post YouTube community tips, but I'm not going to add any on race morning because the past couple of weeks they just haven't worked and been a hindrance more than a help. Last Man Standing is back as well, so stay tuned for that later in the video and enjoy the tips. Kicking off at the Valley in race 2, I'm with horse number 2, Malatier. Now this one was a bit interesting. I was sort of umming and ahhing whether to throw this one in, and I threw it in anyway just to get to the amount of total tips for the weekend to 5. So if it gets beaten, I'm going to be pretty disappointed in myself for chucking it in, even though I don't 100% like it. But let's move on with this last start replay. This was at Pakenham in a 0 to 64. It won by 3 lengths here, dominant late over the 1100 metres. Faces a 3-year-old 64 over 1,000 metres tomorrow night. My main queries were back in distance from 1100 to 1,000 metres and a big horse around the valley. Might not get around the valley too well, but I just thought that I think it's better than all of these. Blake Shin rides, looks to go straight to the front. Hopefully, just like Dreamzell last week, can win. Finishing off the Valley in race 6 with horse number 7, Arden Green. I'm going to have 1 unit the win on this horse at $6.50. This was its last start run at Mornington in a 0 to 64 over the 1,500 metres. Goes up in distance to a benchmark 64 over the 1,500 on tomorrow night. At the Valley, this race, it went to the front and they sort of all cluttered up and it just got left a bit flat-footed, but I liked how it picked itself up late to get into second placing. What I like is that Amelia Castle goes off, Jamie Mott goes on. I think that's a jockey upgrade. From gate 5, doesn't have to lead. If it doesn't lead, it's going to get a cozy run in behind the speed. If it leads, well, that's good around the valley. I think it's going to get a good map, and I'm happy to be with Arden Green. My only one at Caulfield is in race 3, horse number 7, Touristic. I'm going to have 1 unit the win on this horse at $5.50. This was its last start run at Wyong. This was in the $500,000 The Lakes, and it got left behind at an unsuitable distance. Like I said, it was first up on this occasion, so it's at a distance short of its best, and it got left flat-footed. But the way that it picked itself up late and through the line, its work was really good. I was really impressed with it. Now, I've always said second up switching states I don't like, but I like how this horse is at a trial in between runs. I reckon it can cope with this change in state to Victoria a little bit better. Damien Lane goes on. I think that's a significant jockey upgrade from Ashley Morgan. Gate 8 can be midfield on the outside, and I'm hoping it's a second up winner in the past, so I'm hoping it can strike. Now we get on with something new to these previews. It's called Group 1 Talk. Basically, anytime a Group 1 pops up in Victoria or New South Wales, I'm going to look at the market and share my thoughts. So I don't have an official bet in this race, but this is the market. Mr. Brightside is the favourite at about $2.50. Another Will is at $4.20. Then you've got Schwartz at $6.50. $9 about for Private Life. Double figures the rest. This race, 1,400 metres, Caulfield. If I had to back something, it'd probably be Schwartz, just because there's the fitness advantage. I think it's a winner at 1,400 metres in the past. Blake Shin goes on. It looks to be the sole leader in this race as well. So I think with all those things considered, that Schwartz is a good chance, as well as that leaders in the past in the CF4 have done really well. For example, last year, Pride of Jenny got beaten at Pimple. The year before that, it was Gentleman Roy, who passed the post first but lost it in the steward's room. Before that, it was Tafane at 850, led and won. Before that, it was Streets of Avalon at 850, led and won. Before that, it was Hey Doc. I think it ran about 6th, and the year before that it was Manuel, who led and won at $11. So leaders have a good record in the CF4 stakes. If I had to have a bet in the race, it'd be Schwartz, but I think it'll be hard to beat Mr. Brightside. I also wanted to touch on another Will. I thought he was a little bit short in the market, considering every time in his career so far he's gone up to Group 1 level, he's failed, and they've pretty much all been handicaps. Now he's at weight for age. Now he's in with the big boys. So I thought it was just a tad short. He's an exciting horse, but a tad short currently at $4.20. Private Life, the Caulfield Guineas winner, had the pattern in its favour that day. So I'd probably be looking to pass Private Life. and then double figure horses would need to surprise me to win. Randwick in the highway, I'm with number 18, Exit Fee, 0.75 units to win at $7. This was his last start run at Randwick. Second up, it settled in the box seat here, and it wasn't as good as Clear Thinking or Highway Strip, but I thought it was a solid effort. Now I think third up will be Peaking. I don't like the draw at all, gate 19. However, I think Zach Lloyd can find some cover in the 3 wide line and on-speed position. There's no Clear Thinkings or Highway Strips in this race. There's horses that have shown good ability, but I think Exit Fee represents some decent value around the $7 mark. I think the price is getting put off a bit due to the barrier, but if it can overcome that, I reckon it's a massive chance. Finishing off with the Lonhro Plate, race number 3 for the 2-year-olds, and I'm with horse number 1, Extractor, 1.5 units to the win at $3.80. This was its last run at Rose Hill in the Golden Gift at Group 3 level. This was a pretty good run. It ran third, really savaging the line late. It's had a trial up to this upcoming Saturday at Randwick, finishing a length and a half off the leader, finished in third position. I think to date this colt has showed it's the best colt in the race. James McDonald goes on, which I like. Gate 14, it's going to have to go back, and over 1,000 metres, might be savaging the line late into a nice 4th or 5th, but I think that if it's close enough, it can definitely make its presence felt and win. Last Man Standing is back for the autumn of 2025, and we've got 5 players this autumn, which is the capacity. Nikki's in for the first time, Sharon's in for the first time, Sky High Horse Racing a regular, the Salmonator a regular, and Vinny's in for the first time. So that's going to be the contestants tackling the Last Man Standing this year. I've only got 3 of the bets, so Sharon and Vinny, who haven't sent me through the bets yet, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because it's only your first week, but you've made the commitment, so try and get them to me before Thursday 3 p.m. if that's possible. Thank you. Anyway, let's move on. Nicky Tyrrell here is having 50 the win on Mr. Brightside in the CF4, 35 the win on Mahaba at Caulfield, and a $15 place all up. Duke de Sessa, the Caulfield Cup winner, into Private Life, the Caulfield Guineas winner, and To Be or Not To Be. Sky High Horse Racing is going to have $60 an all-up win, $60. Emphasize into Berkshire Breeze, and 40 the win on Berkshire Breeze. I think the best bet from my selections this weekend is 50 each way on Arden Green. I don't think it's the most likely winner out of my selections, but I think at $6.50 it's the best bet to have. So that's Last Man Standing for this week. Thanks everyone for watching this week's preview. Sorry they're a bit light on in terms of selection numbers, but once the good racing starts to happen, the bets become a little bit harder to pinpoint. So hopefully next week there's a bit more. Hopefully we can get this week out the way and have another fill up, although it'll be pretty small considering there's only 5 selections. Yeah, thanks for watching. Until next week's preview, bye for now.